Act 5, Scene 3, a churchyard, in it a tomb belonging to the Capulets. Enter Paris, and his page bearing flowers and a torch. Paris. Give me thy torch, boy, hence, and stand aloof. Yet put it out, for I would not be seen. Under yond yew trees lay thee all along, holding thine ear close to the hollow ground, so shall no foot upon the churchyard tread, being loose, unfirm, with digging up of graves, but thou shalt hear it, whistle then to me, as signal that thou hear'st something approach. Give me those flowers. Do as I bid thee, go. Page. Aside, I am almost afraid to stand alone here in the churchyard, yet I will adventure. Retires. Paris. Sweet flower, with flowers, thy bridal bed I strew. Oh woe! Thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will do, or, wanting that, with tears distilled by moans. The obsequies that I for thee will keep, nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep. The page whistles. The boy gives warning something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obsequies and true love's right? What with a torch? Muffle me, night, awhile. Retires. Enter Romeo and Balthasar, with a torch, mattock, and see Romeo. Give me that mattock and the wrenching iron. Hold, take this letter, early in the morning. See thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light, upon thy life, I charge thee, whatever thou hearst or sayest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend into this bed of death, is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence, from her dead finger, a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment, therefore hence, be gone. But if thou, jealous, dost return to pry in what I further shall intend to do, by heaven, I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my intents are savage wild, more fierce and more inexorable far than empty tigers or the roaring sea. Balthasar. I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you. Romeo. So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that. Live, and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow. Balthasar. Aside, for all this same, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt. Retires. Romeo. Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth, thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and, in despite, I'll cram thee with more food. Opens the tomb. Paris. This is that banished haughty Montague, that murdered my love's cousin, with which grief, it is supposed, the fair creature died, and here is come to do some villainous shame. To the dead bodies, I will apprehend him. Comes forward. Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey, and go with me, for thou must die. Romeo. I must, indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man, fly hence, and leave me, think upon these gone, let them affright thee. I beseech thee, youth, put not another sin upon my head, by urging me to fury, oh, be gone. By heaven, I love thee better than myself, for I come hither armed against myself. Stay not, be gone, live, and hereafter say, a madman's mercy bade thee run away. Paris. I do defy thy conjurations, and apprehend thee for a felon here. Romeo. Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy. They fight. Page. O Lord, they fight. I will go call the watch. Exit. Paris. Oh, I am slain. Falls. If thou be merciful, open the tomb, lay me with Juliet. Dies. Romeo. In faith, I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble county Paris. What said my man, when my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode? I think he told me Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so? Or did I dream it so? Or am I mad, hearing him talk of Juliet, to think it was so? Oh, give me thy hand, one writ with me in sour misfortune's book. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave, a grave? Oh no. A lantern, slaughtered youth, for here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence full of light. Death, lie thou there, by a dead man interred, laying Paris in the tomb. How oft when men are at the point of death, have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightning before death. Oh, how may I call this a lightning? Oh my love, my wife. Death, that hath sucked the honey of thy breath, hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered, beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? Oh, what more favour can I do to thee, than with that hand that cut thy youth in twain, to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Ah, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean abhorred monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I still will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here will I remain, with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And, lips, oh you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss. A dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide. Thou desperate pilot, now at once run on the dashing rocks thy seasick weary bark. Here's to my love. Drinks. O true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus with a kiss I die. Dies. Enter, at the other end of the churchyard, Friar Lawrence, with a lantern, crow, and spade. Friar Lawrence. Saint Francis, be my speed. How oft tonight have my old feet stumbled at graves? Who's there? Balthasar. Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well. Friar Lawrence. Bliss be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yond, that vainly lends his light to grubs and eyeless skulls? As I discern, it burneth in the capel's monument. Balthasar. It doth so, holy sir, and there's my master, one that you love. Friar Lawrence. Who is it? Balthasar. Romeo. Friar Lawrence. How long hath he been there? Balthasar. Full half an hour. Friar Lawrence. Go with me to the vault. Balthasar. I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death, if I did stay to look on his intents. Friar Lawrence. Stay, then, I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill unlucky thing. Balthasar. As I did sleep under this yew tree here, I dreamt my master and another fought, and that my master slew him. Friar Lawrence. Romeo. Advances. Alack, alack, what blood is this, which stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre? What mean these masterless and gory swords to lie discolored by this place of peace? Enters the tomb. Romeo. Oh, pale. Who else? What, Paris too? And steeped in blood? Ah, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs. Juliet wakes. Juliet. O comfortable friar! Where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo? Noise within. Friar Lawrence. I hear some noise. Lady, come from that nest. of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come, come away. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet, noise again. I dare no longer stay. Juliet. Go, get thee hence, for I will not away. Exit Friar Lawrence. What's here? A cup, closed in my true love's hand? Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. O churl! Drunk all, and left no friendly drop to help me after? I will kiss thy lips, haply some poison yet doth hang on them, to make die with a restorative. Kisses him. Thy lips are warm. First watchman. Within, lead, boy, which way? Juliet. Yeah, noise? Then I'll be brief. O happy dagger! Snatching Romeo's dagger. This is thy sheath, stabs herself. There rust, and let me die. Falls on Romeo's body, and dies. Enter watch, with the page of Paris. Page. This is the place, there, where the torch doth burn. First watchman. The ground is bloody, search about the churchyard. Go, some of you, who are you find attach. Pitiful sight. Here lies the county slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm, and newly dead, who here hath lain these 2 days buried. Go, tell the prince, run to the Capulets. Raise up the Montagues, some other search. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance descry. Re-enter some of the watch, with Balthasar. Second watchman. Here's Romeo's man, we found him in the churchyard. First watchman. Hold him in safety, till the prince come hither. Re-enter others of the watch, with Friar Lawrence. Third watchman. Here is a friar, that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took this mattock and this spade from him, as he was coming from this churchyard side. First watchman. A great suspicion, stay the friar too. Enter the prince and attendants. Prince. What misadventure is so early up, that calls our person from our morning's rest? Enter Capulet, Lady Capulet, and others. Capulet. What should it be, that they so shriek abroad? Lady Capulet. The people in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet, and some Paris, and all run, with open outcry toward our monument. Prince. What fear is this which startles in our ears? First watchman. Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet, dead before, warm and new killed. Prince. Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes. First watchman. Here is a friar, and slaughtered Romeo's man, with instruments upon them, fit to open these dead men's tombs. Capulet. O heavens! O wife, look how our daughter bleeds. This dagger hath misdone for, lo, his house is empty on the back of Montague, and it missheathed in my daughter's bosom. Lady Capulet. O me! This sight of death is as a bell, that warns my old age, to a sepulchre. Enter Montague and others. Prince. Come, Montague, for thou art early up, to see thy son and heir more early down. Montague. Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight, grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age? Prince. Look, and thou shalt see. Montague. O thou untaught! What manners is in this? To press before thy father to a grave? Prince. Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities, and know their spring, their head, their true descent, and then will I be general of your woes, and lead you even to death. Meantime forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion. Friar Lawrence. I am the greatest, able to do least, yet most suspected, as the time and place doth make against me of this direful murder, and here I stand, both to impeach and purge. Myself condemned and myself excused. Prince. Then say at once what thou dost know in this. Friar Lawrence. I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, their dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, their dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce. To county Paris, then comes she to me, and, with wild looks, bid me devise some mean to rid her from this second marriage, or in my cell, there would she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo, that he should hither come as this dire night, to help to take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone, at the prefixed hour of her waking, came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell, till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her awaking, here untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her come forth, and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but, as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy, and, if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed, some hour before his time, unto the rigor of severest law. Prince. We still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say in this? Balthasar. I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and then in post he came from Mantua. To this same place, to this same monument. This letter he early bid me give his father, and threatened me with death. Going in the vault, I departed not and left him there. Prince. Give me the letter, I will look on it. Where is the county's page, that raised the watch? Sirrah, what made your master in this place? Page. He came with flowers to strew his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him, and then I ran away to call the watch. Prince. This letter doth make good the friar's words, their course of love, the tidings of her death. And here he writes that he did by a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die, and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet. Montague. See, what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I for winking at your discords too have lost a brace of kinsmen, all are punished. Capulet. O brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand. Montague. But I can give thee more. For I will raise her statue in pure gold, that while Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet. Capulet. As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, poor sacrifices of our enmity. Prince. A glooming peace this morning with it brings, the sun, for sorrow, will not show his head. Go hence, to have more talk of these sad things, some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo. Exeunt.